gang, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Amy. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. And so in today's video, I am coming to you with another hair tutorial. We are going to talk about how, or I'm going to show you rather, I'm going to show you how I installed this hair. These are just some crochet braids. I got this hair from Amazon. I will put the link to this hair in the description box. So it took about, give or take, if I didn't stop and eat and run to the store and do other things, the total install time probably took about 4 hours, 4.5 hours to install. So yeah, you know, just something fun, something spunky. I am preparing for my weekend, this weekend for the premiere of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. So I wanted to do something fun and spunky for my hair for this event, but also I wanted to have something that would last for a while. So I chose, you know, this is kind of like my spring hairstyle. You know, I'll change it up when the summer comes, but I'm not going to make this intro too long. So if you're interested to find out how I accomplished this hairstyle, then keep watching.
But the sky is the limit, and what I want, I'ma get I'll reach my destiny. These are the steps of my journey.
So we'll start by taking some warm water and misting the hair. So this helps to loosen up my hair. I did wash it and I don't put heat on my hair, so it air dried. So next I'm going to take this Hawaiian Silky moisturizer, and I'm just taking like maybe a quarter size amount and just saturating my entire head from root to end with that moisturizer. This is a protective style, so I want to make sure that my hair is nourished and moisturized. So using a wide tooth comb, we're going to go ahead and comb that moisturizer through just to evenly distribute the product throughout my entire head. Next, I'm going to take this hair oil from the Main Choice. Just take a couple pumps into my hand, and I'm going to further saturate my hair again from root to end. And then I'm also going to massage that oil into my scalp. Again, guys, this is a protective style, so you really want to make sure that your hair and your scalp are moisturized and nourished to prevent any breakage. Now for the fun stuff. So I'm going to take this rat tail comb and I'm parting my hair into 2 sections, and I'm parting across my head from ear to ear. Now don't worry about these parts being crooked or if they're straight. You know, it's all going to be hidden by the braids and by the hair. So don't freak out if the part is not completely straight. Once I have it parted, I'm going to just grab a scrunchie to hold off that back section while I work with the front. So using this olive oil smoothing hair pudding, I love this stuff. Like it holds like a gel without the hard and crunch of a gel. And because my hair is frizzy, it really tames the frizz. So I'm just saturating the front section of my hair with that smoothing pudding, and then just kind of combing it through again with that wide tooth comb to evenly distribute. Now I'm going to take out and part small sections, because what we're going to do is we're going to just braid across this the front section. So braiding as many braids as you want or as few braids as you want. Just remember, guys, the more braids you have, the more hair you will use, the fuller your hairstyle will be. After further saturating the small section with some of that smoothing pudding, I'm going to go ahead and start my cornrow. And you'll notice that I'm not going to braid this all the way down to the end, because we're going to be pulling these braids into the braids we do for the back section. So this is what the finished top section looks like. And so now we're going to move down to the back section. And so starting from where the last braid ended, we're going to part across the back of the head, because we're going to do some S braids or snake braids or zigzag braids, as different people call them. So you're parting from ear to ear across the back of your head. Don't worry, guys, if the part is not straight. Crooked parts are okay here because it's all going to be covered up. Again, using a scrunchie to secure the top section. And I did go in not to straighten the part, but to reduce some of the thickness of this section. And then picking up where the last braid left off, we're just continuing that braid and going across the back of the head. After finishing this braid, I parted out the second section and then going on the opposite side of the head where that last braid on the other end stopped. We're going to kind of start that braid again, taking a little bit of that new section, and then I'm going to pull the bottom braid into the current braid to continue the zigzag. And gang, just another tip to add, because I don't want to assume that everyone knows. So creating the horizontal or the S or zigzag pattern, you're just continuing to part each section ear to ear or horizontally, and you're braiding back and forth. And so that's what gives you that S or that zigzag braid. This is what the back section looks like, and we're just about done with the Y braids. We have one braid left to do, and so that braid's at the front. And so what I'm going to do is create some Y braids with the braids here. Now the braids in the front section, I'm going to pull into that braid, and I'm going to crisscross them as I pull them in. And the reason for creating these Y braids is so that I have some versatility in how I can wear and style my hair. So if I do a middle part or a deep part, I won't have this continuous braid down the back. There will be a natural break in the parting. So again, we're just braiding, and we're going to pull the braids in opposite to each other as we continue to finish up the zigzag braid. Now this last braid, guys, will be sort of thick because I'm pulling these other braids in, and I'll show you what we're going to do so that it doesn't have a negative impact on the style. And when I get to the end of this, I'm going to just take this and braid this all the way down to the end. Using this latch hook, I'm going to go ahead and secure the tail of this braid by just crocheting it into these into the zigzag braid. And so I'm inserting the hook underneath the braid, securing the end onto the latch, closing the latch, and then pulling the braid through. And so this is the hair. This is how it comes packaged. There are 8 individual packs inside of this jumbo pack. This is what it looks like in the packaging. This is what the hair looks like out of the pack. And there's about 15 to 16 braids per pack, per individual pack. And then this is what the pre-loop section looks like. Now for the installation. So I'm taking the latch hook open, make sure that your hook is open. I'm taking it underneath the braid. I'm securing the loop of the braid onto the latch, close the latch and pull it through. Keep the loop onto the latch hook. I'm going to fill down to where the hair gets thin because these are boho braids, so they have the 3 separate pieces. Form a loop on my finger, hook that loop onto the latch, close the latch, pull it through that pre-loop. So I'm creating a slip knot and then just tighten it up, pull it down and tighten it up on the braid. So actually what I did, I didn't like the way these laid down. So I'm just going through that process again. I didn't like the way these laid down and I wanted this to lay flat. So I actually reversed how I inserted the latch hook. So here where I went upwards through the braid, I actually changed it and went downward into the braid. and it laid more flat that way. So, you know, you'll find that doing crochets, you have to figure out, you know, what's the best way for your hair to lay. So now here in that front section where we have that thicker braid, where you have thicker braids, you don't want to crochet underneath that braid. You want to crochet into the braid. So I actually stuck the latch hook through the inside of the braid, and I'm following that process so there's not like a bunch of bulk and heaviness. So it'll still lay pretty flat and still be seamless, and it won't disrupt the style. So while I'm continuing this process on this front braid, let me just take a moment to mention that in the back, you know, so those braids further in the back of your head, you can space those braids out maybe 1 finger width apart, and then you can always go back in and fill in any gaps once you have all of your pieces installed, just so you don't run out of hair, because you can be a little more spacious in the back, because when you get to the front of your hair, you want those braids to be a little closer together. So I'm going to continue this process for these front braids. And again, because in the front, we want these to be a little more closer together. Now for me, my edges have been a little stressed. So especially on the left and right side of my head, I am not coming all the way down to the very end. I'm leaving some braid out, again, just because this is a protective style. So I don't want any damage when I take this out. And this is the finished look. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a like, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you thought. Meet me in the comment section. You know I will meet you in the comments. Guys, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.